Hi, I'm attorney Robert J. Skowronski. If you're unable to pay back debt, you may be considering filing a bankruptcy to eliminate that debt. If so, you've probably wondered what's the difference between a Chapter 7 and a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Well, there are many differences, but the most basic difference is that a Chapter 7 is for those individuals who can't afford to pay back any of their debt from their wages, while a Chapter 13 is for those who can afford to pay back some of their debt from their wages. To be qualified for a Chapter 7, you must generally earn at or less than the median income. That's because the law assumes that the middle class generally lives paycheck to paycheck and can barely afford to pay for all of life's necessities. And so it's logical. If you can't pay for your necessities, you certainly can't pay your debt back from your wages, so you don't have to. All we do is look at your property to see if you have anything that's worth more than the protected limits. Now, it's rare that something is worth more than those limits, because the law generally protects everything the average middle-class person owns. And that's why, in 99% of my Chapter 7 cases, clients get out of debt while keeping everything they own, including homes, cars, cash, and their bank accounts. But if you had something very valuable, let's say you had a Van Gogh, that would be taken and sold and paid to your creditors. Whatever debt is paid back from that sale is paid back, and whatever dischargeable debt remains is then wiped out when you get your Chapter 7 discharge. Now, because in a Chapter 7, we're just asking two questions. Number one, are you qualified? And number two, is there something that can be taken from you? A Chapter 7 is a quick process, which lasts from beginning to end, usually no more than 4 months. Now, if you make over the median income, you're generally required to go into a Chapter 13. But, and I cannot emphasize this enough, there are many, many, many exceptions to this rule. In fact, I filed Chapter 7s for numerous individuals who earned more and sometimes much more than the median income because of these exceptions. That's why you need an experienced attorney, such as myself, to represent you. Now, in a Chapter 13, we start by developing a budget to determine just how much of your debt you can afford to pay back after taking care of your necessities. These necessities are probably broader than you think. They include things not only like food and clothing, but also mortgage payments, car payments, utility bills, cable bills, cell phone bills, insurance, and yes, even internet bills. Whatever's left over after payment of those necessities, that's what we call your disposable income. And we propose a plan to pay back that amount from your wages every month over a period of no more than 5 years. Now, the amount that's paid back differs from person to person because we all have different needs, earnings, and expenses. Sometimes it's 5% that we pay back, sometimes it's 50%. It differs. The point is, you pay back only what you can afford. And once you've completed your Chapter 13 payments, whatever dischargeable debt you didn't pay back is then wiped out. So let's say you proposed a plan to pay back 15% of your debt, and you've done so. The remaining 85% of your dischargeable debt is then wiped out. Obviously, that's a very simple explanation of the main difference between a Chapter 7 and a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. There are many other differences and reasons why people file one chapter even when they qualify for another. That's why it's important to hire an experienced attorney, like myself, to guide you in the correct direction. So if you have debt that you can't afford to pay, call me, attorney Robert J. Skowronski, at 773-283-1600 to set up your free consultation. You can also email me. I guarantee you that you'll leave our appointment feeling better, with less stress and anxiety, because together we'll create a plan that not only gets you out of debt, but also accomplishes your goals. I look forward to assisting you.